What's up, Tampa? It is January 30th.
And that means it's time for another round of Tampa Talk. I'm Dahlia.
And I'm John, and if you're just joining us, welcome. This is your weekly download of Tampa news, local history, upcoming events, community updates, and I don't know, what are we getting into?
Well, for this week in the work, I mean, I'm literally cold sitting here recording this right now.
It's cold in here.
But beyond just like personal sentiment of cold weather, the cold affects our work a lot. And I mean, how at the Drop have you been preparing for some of the cold weather?
Well, we've been since we opened, we've been stockpiling blankets and sleeping bags. We had quite a few. And man, I'll tell you what, we went through every last one of them. Everybody's looking for socks and gloves, and we were out. So by the way, if you guys want to help us replenish, there's probably some more days coming. But we had the Florida Community of Mindfulness folks volunteered to make, and so they would like the night before go into they have an awesome kitchen over there at that place, and they cook these massive things of soup so that we could serve hot soup in the morning as folks were coming in. Man, what a hit. So we took some like leftover bread from our kinships, and it's just been really nice to provide a warm spot and warm food and warm blankets and whatever. But man, like even this morning, I had to go up there at like 6 a.m. I came out of the house and like, I tell you what, if I have to when there's ice over the windshield in the car, which I know people from elsewhere are like, yeah, that happens, it's normal. For me, it's like, I want to move to Mexico.
I feel like you forget sometimes too, John, that we're not born here, and like, thank God your parents made that choice because you have not made it up north.
I probably would have found out we never left, but now I'm just like, no, I don't want to live somewhere. So, how are your plants? Everything working out okay with the Eden Project? You guys lose some.
You don't want me to critique your fifth fear of the cold anymore.
I changed the subject.
No, the cold weather is also definitely affects. I mean, we'll share a news story today about how the cold weather is affecting the food system, but But yeah, the cold weather, people were always scrambling, unlike up north where, the cold weather is when in your growing season would be an anomaly, right? Like you don't usually go below freezing in June up north.
Well, no one's growing anyway. It's like, yeah, it's cold.
Right.
That's our day. It's like our summer.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do have to consider it might drop below freezing in Florida in the middle of winter, but you weren't really anticipating that. So you're growing a lot of food. Or you might have even fruit trees that don't anticipate it getting that cold, right? And so that's always the concern, I think, more than the food in the ground, is the trees that we grow, because we have started to grow more and more tropical fruits, just as Florida, not just Wellfed or our work. But things can't necessarily sustain that when temperatures drop like abnormally low. So it's a big scramble for gardeners.
Totally.
And like I said, we'll share a story about the food system, how that's affecting a big grower.
Did you hear? I've just heard from a few people today, so this isn't like it's just word on the street, I guess, that it's supposed to snow this weekend.
But we'll actually talk more about that in one of our articles.
Okay,
yeah,
we'll keep going,
but for this week in Tampa history,
my bad.
We'll head back to February 3rd, 1862, when John Jackson was formally elected mayor of Tampa. Though he only held the job for 19 days.
Yeah, so they say that's the shortest term of any Tampa mayor in history.
Yeah, he started out as a federal surveyor and actually came down to map out Tampa when it was just becoming the county seat. So the county seat for Hillsborough County. He even named some of our streets, including Washington and Tampa. I mean, he didn't really stretch for those names.
But during the Civil War, Tampa was under martial law. So even after being elected mayor, Jackson and the city council were dismissed by the Confederate commander at Fort Brooke.
And after that, he went back to running his general store. His son would later become mayor too. So kind of a Tampa political family.
All right, so more about this wild weather. We're looking at a chance of Gulf effect snow.
Yeah, so similar to how you use the term like lake effect. So Buffalo, New York is historically known for getting the lake effect, which is why they always get like, you watch the Buffalo Bills football games and there's like 3 feet of snow in the stands. That's because they get the lake effect. Toronto actually gets the positive end of that same lake effect, where we'll get warmer weather because of the lake. I don't know how it works.
Okay.
But what we're talking about is Gulf effect. So similarly, cold air moves over the warm water, picks up moisture, and you got snow, flurries in Florida.
Yeah, so they say it's a long shot, but that we might see flurries late Saturday into Sunday. Either way, bundle up. And honestly, what's crazy is it's Gasparilla.
I know, but it's always cold during Gasparilla.
Yeah, it's gonna be
a really cold one.
It's gonna be a wild night, and might be some flurries going, and wind chills will drop to the low 20s.
Because people are waking up at 6, 7 a.m. for Gasparilla, and it's gonna be snowing.
Yeah, and then they'll still be going.
Speaking of weather, the Southwest Florida Water Management District just declared a modified Phase 2, aka severe water shortage. So starting February 8th, we're on a 1 day per week watering schedule through July 1st.
That's for everybody. So even folks that use private wells, the region's 13-inch rainfall deficit has water supply down 25%. So conservation is critical right now.
I feel like every year we get into this position. Mm-hmm. In less chilly news, Trader Joe's has officially dethroned Publix as America's favorite grocery store, according to new customer satisfaction data.
Yeah, so Publix scored 84, but Trader Joe's came in at 86. It might be those Hawaiian shirts.
And honestly, I used to be a Trader Joe's hater. I didn't really like Trader Joe's, and recently I find that they've stepped up their products and stuff. Like, it used to really be like a frozen foods kind of place, in my opinion. Good quality frozen foods, but frozen foods nonetheless. And recently I found I like a lot more of the products there. So maybe they're also up in their game.
That's awesome.
I also learned Trader Joe's started as an ammo store in California.
Is that right?
Yep. And then they transitioned into what they are today. But originally they were like a trading post. Like, think of it that way. Like for, remember California is like wilderness, all that jazz. But yeah.
By the way, MOSI is changing their name, but it'll still be called MOSI. So it's what the acronym stands for. They're changing their name to the Museum of Science and Innovation.
Yeah, so it previously was Industry, if you were wondering. And they just opened the Bloomberg Digital Content Lab and added 30,000 square feet of new STEM learning classrooms. So that means more ways to enjoy field trips and science camps and things of that nature.
Over in the fields, Florida strawberry growers are on edge. Again, cold snap could impact the crops that are supposed to hit stores right around Valentine's Day. Yeah,
so we see a huge spike in strawberry demand around Valentine's Day, but with the cold, which generally makes strawberries sweeter, the prolonged freeze damages the plants. And so growers are trying to balance spraying water to protect the berries and avoiding disease spread from too much moisture from that same water.
And with temps this cold, Tampa Bay's cold weather shelters are open and looking for volunteers. If you're able to help, it's a great time to step in.
Folks need warm meals, mats, blankets, and after each night, they need help cleaning and resetting the spaces, just like we do.
Yeah, so shelters open include Hyde Park United Methodist, Amazing Love Ministries, our friends at the Portico, and a few others. You can look those up. Just kind of Google that and around Hillsborough County.
Yeah, it's cold and it's Gasparilla weekend. So if you're thinking events, that's pretty much the main one. If you don't want to be a part of Gasparilla, don't you dare go downtown because it's pretty much taking place all day. Of course, the technical invasion begins at 11:30 and then the parade of pirates starts at 2 along Bayshore. But just don't go downtown if you don't want to be part of Gasparilla this weekend.
Yeah, it's the third largest parade in the country, by the way. So talk about the invasion. I experienced an invasion with Gasparilla one time, accidentally. Talk about, if you don't want to be part of it, don't go downtown. I just went to, it was Gasparilla, but I was not paying attention. I wasn't part of it. I wasn't going. I was just having a day. And I wanted chicken wings. And I went with some friends to Ybor. I went to that Gaspar's Grotto and was getting some chicken wings.
Bad move on Gasparilla.
Down there. But it was 11 a.m. or something. So it was just like lunch.
Yeah.
And then it let out. And everybody started showing up. And it was within 45 minutes, went from normal lunchtime to the club's about to shut down because everyone came in already lit and it was just immediate club time. I was it was a what, but I felt invaded upon by the Gasparilla.
No, it takes over the city. I think it's one of the coolest things about Tampa. And I think everyone needs to experience it. But if you don't want to experience it, don't go anywhere near it.
Yeah,
I actually went to the Children's Parade for the first time and it was a lot of fun. If you're looking for a sober Gasparilla, it's definitely that. And then we also, another thing coming up in the future would be the Florida State Fair, which kicks off Monday, February 5th and runs through February 16th. It's over at the Florida State Fairgrounds. We'll be there again with Homegrown Hillsborough and Well-Fed Community. We love being part of it. Tickets are $12. And this year, they're actually charging for parking, which is new. So parking's $15 or $8 online in advance. So keep that in mind. If you're used to not paying for the State Fair parking, you will have to pay this year. But it's supposed to be pretty cool. They have the 250 of like America's birthday or whatever, and so they're
That's
like
right. All the
going bigger, for
big year
this year
for the fairs.
Yeah.
Like always, we're going to be out at later this morning at Harvest Hope Park, sharing groceries with the Kinship Mobile Free Market, 10:30 to 11:30, and then we'll also have a crew at the Ybor Street Community Garden, checking on maybe what's frozen over.
Yeah, for real.
3 to 5 p.m.
Yep.
And so we just love to have you guys come by. You're always welcome to come stop in, grab some food, say what's up, come get your hands dirty in the garden. And as always, if you've been enjoying the show, please help us out by sharing it, comment wherever you're listening, kind of rate the show, whatever way you can engage with it. You can, if you want to just send a link or share the Spotify link directly, go use tampatalk.xyz. And if you want this to come straight into your inbox every Friday morning at 6 a.m. with a link to the podcast, go to wordonthestreets.xyz to subscribe there.
Great. Well, that's what we're talking about this week. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Tampa Talk. Till next time.
Y'all be good.